COPAA, along with many, many other advocacy organizations, families, teachers, the Council for Exceptional Children, one of the leading professional organizations for educators, are all against that. And the reason is, you know, Congress and research and families and educators have all worked together for years, almost 50 years in the case of the IDEA, to really put together a concerted package of legislation and information to really move forward educating our kids, to hold them to the same high standards that other kids are taught, to expand their opportunities, to make sure that there's equal access. And we feel, first and foremost, that moving the department under HHS under a medical model is a giant step backwards. And, I would not going to take my grandson or my child to the pediatrician to learn to do math or to learn how to read. I want an educator who's knowledgeable about those strategies, who knows what the research says, who's applied that research and been effective with students, being the one leading it and not transferring it over into a system of just pure chaos. I think that that's, from our perspective, one of the objectives seems to be just to throw everything into chaos so that other things can happen over on the side.
Speaking
But
out, right?
our kids, we're way past the medical model. We are light years past fixing, trying curing in most cases. I know there are still some efforts on some specific diagnoses where people want that, but by and large, we have moved the field to embrace our kids and their strengths and their abilities and their contributions and the things that they can do. That's what we want to focus on. And it just, like I said, aside from real practical loss of expertise and technical assistance and years of research and just like I said, it's been a concerted effort from Congress to align a lot of different laws with, the Investment Act, the IDEA, 504, all these laws uh, protect in different ways and provide different things, but they're intended to work together from the same value, which is that kids with disabilities are general education students. And I don't usually say first because for my perspective, they're always general education students. And when they get diagnosed and eligible for special education services, those services and supports are to be provided to enable them to make progress in the general education curriculum alongside their peers without disabilities. And none of that has changed. And we want to be sure that that remains the primary driver of our kids' education.